What's good, YouTube? You already know who it is, man. It's your boy, Jerry Fit, and we are back to react with what's new on the Two Man. Today, we got 5 chilling 911 calls that ended in absolute horror. Now, this video was supposed to be in Mysterious Monday, bro, but Scary Mysteries accidentally uploaded the video with no audio. I was tweaking when I started reacting to it, bro. I, didn't watch much of it, but once the video started, I was tweaking because I was like, bro, usually there's noise by now. And I was disconnecting my shit. I should have just clicked on another video to check on something. I was like having a bunch of technical difficulties. If you watch my reaction from Monday, I forget which video it was, but it was a body cam, and I was like explaining like, yeah, I was having a bunch of technical difficulties. So don't be too hard on me if, I was a little on edge in that video. But, hey, man, Scary Mysteries, shout out to them. They fixed the video. We got the content to react to it now. It's, what, Wednesday? Let's just jump into it, man. But before we jump into it, you already know I'm going to tell you guys. If you like videos like these, make sure you like, comment, subscribe, and turn on post notifications because you know we're posting every single day. You already know, man. Any type of video that you guys want me to react to, just let me know in the comments. I swear I'm going to get it to you fast. Let's jump into it, man. Let's see what we have. 5 chill 911 calls.
When danger strikes, we all know to call 911. It's our lifeline, the thing that brings us help when everything's falling apart. However, sometimes it's already too late. The following are raw, real-time recordings of people in their final moments, or the eerie calm before something unthinkable happens. And some end with silence, others in screams, but every single one leaves behind the same thing: horror. Welcome to Scary Mysteries, guys. Here are the 5 creepiest 911 calls that ended in absolute horror.
Here we go.
Number 5, the call that gave it away.
She seemed to have the perfect life, a happy marriage, and no enemies. But investigators soon found that things were not as they appeared.
On paper, Kelly Clayton had it all. She was 35 years old, smart, beautiful, a loving mom to 2 young children. She met her handsome husband, Tom, back when he was playing minor league hockey in their hometown of Elmira, New York.
Bro, minor league
After
hockey?
his retirement from the sport, Tom found work with a company that helped people rebuild after home disasters, fires, floods, and that sort of thing. And they lived in a nice house and raised their kids together, and hid it very well that behind closed doors, things were not so picture perfect.
That's tough,
like
man.
The perfect family.
She loved her kids. She loved her husband. She loved her life, the life that she thought she had.
And with Tom being the ex-athlete and alpha male, he was known to be a bit
You guys think he had
arrogant
like
and
CTE or something?
There were rumors that he was cheating on his wife. And Kelly had reportedly spoken to a divorce attorney and even expressed fears about what might happen if she left him. She may not have had proof, but her instincts were dead on.
Bro, that's tough being in a situation like that, man. I couldn't even imagine. But, like, bro, like, I wonder, like, dude, imagine how terrifying it must feel to, like, not feel like you have any options. Like, not even be, like, bold enough to call the police. Like, I wonder what kind of, like, psychological torture this fucking dude was imposing on this chick, man. This is some crazy shit, dude. Like, we're only on 5, so we don't even know what the call was. But, I mean, I don't know if they play the audio or not.
Just after midnight on September 29th of 2015, the 911 call came in.
Here we go.
Help me, my wife is dead. And she's lying on the floor, and there's blood everywhere.
Help me, my wife is dead. How long has she been down? I don't know, I just got home.
And Tom claimed he'd returned home to find Kelly brutally murdered, bludgeoned to death right there in their living room. The house was dark and quiet. His children still sound asleep upstairs.
Oh my gosh, bro. The kids were in that house, man. Why are they, like, bro, why? Why do people get in, like, these relationships, bro? Like, there's no way a woman can drive you to the point of wanting to kill her. There's, like, just no way. I refuse to believe that that's, like, something that's possible. There's no way that, like, and vice versa. Like, there's no way that someone your significant other in your relationship can make you that mad that you feel not even to just like kill them in front of the kids, but to kill like just kill them in general. Like, bro, make it make.
Officers
I don't
arrived at the
understand.
grisly scene, and Kelly's face was so badly beaten that her own mother later said she was unrecognizable.
Oh my gosh,
Blood had
dude.
pooled around her body, and the level of violence suggested rage, and lots of it. Blood on the wall, blood on the steps. Looks like she was attacked in bed. Blood all
Bro,
over.
oh my
She's been dragged.
gosh.
Now, Tom's alibi was airtight, though. And he'd spent that evening at a friend's house playing poker, and several people vouched for him. However, the more he talked, the more police weren't really buying his story. I think he attacked her. He has no blood on him. I don't know. For example, he wasn't asking the usual questions a traumatized husband might ask.
What do you mean?
He didn't seem all that concerned.
What are like questions that would be asked, bro? Somebody let me know in the comments, because like I'm a psych major, so I don't even know like what are typical questions that from like a grieving father. Like, what are like the questions that they expect you to ask?
Actually killed Kelly. Instead, he focused on whether or not he was a suspect. And there
Oh,
was something else.
that's weird as
Tom had
fuck.
very recently increased Kelly's life insurance policy. And that, my friend, is always
You're cooked, man. You're cooked, bro. You're not smart at all.
a sign that something is surely up. In digging into Tom's background, investigators found out he made a call to a man named Michael Beard, a former employee Tom had fired months earlier. And Beard had a history of drug use and was desperate for money. When police brought him in for questioning, he cracked. At first he said Tom paid him to burn down the house, not to kill anyone. But after hours of questioning, Beard finally admitted the truth. And Tom Clayton had paid him $10,000 to straight up murder his wife.
Bro.
One of the most...
Bro, wait, what? He hired a hitman? That just fucking clicked in my head, dude. It wasn't even him. Oh, hell no, bro. What's good with this dude, man? All you had to do, like, bro. They said there was blood everywhere. Bruh, what the fuck? Why do you have to drag her body, dude? I don't... Wow. Wow. And then the dude folded under pressure, bro. So what was the point of doing that if you, like, if you knew you were gonna fold under pressure so fast? Why did you even do it, bro? This is like the stupidest thing I've ever heard of. I'm so confused.
The heartbreaking aspects of this whole case came from Tom and Kelly's 7-year-old daughter. And she had to explain how she had woken up the night of the murder after hearing a thumping and screaming. And she described a man with dark skin and a yellow sweatshirt, someone who had been in their home while their mother was hurt. That man was Michael Beard.
He was wearing jeans, a black long-sleeve shirt, and a mask.
Okay. What did the robber look like?
He looked like your dad.
And why do you say that? How did he look like your dad?
The mask and his shoes.
And
What?
Tom Coldley had returned home that night knowing exactly what was happening, called 911, and then went upstairs and slept next to his daughter, who had just heard her mother being killed.
Wait, what?
And it was a level of emotional detachment that few people can achieve. And Tom Clayton's trial began in 2016 with
Wait,
cell phone
what?
records placed him in contact with Beard.
Wait, no. They said he came home then. So he just left the body overnight when he came home?
Mask and his shoes.
And Tom Coldley had returned home that night knowing exactly what was happening, called 911, and then went upstairs and slept next to his daughter,
Oh.
who had just heard her mother being killed.
Okay. Sorry, I wasn't
And there was a
following.
level of emotional detachment that few people can achieve. And Tom Clayton's trial began in 2016 where cell phone records placed him in contact with Beard. And Beard testified that Tom promised him a payout for the job. The life insurance motive was also clear. But most damning was Tom's own daughter told investigators that she had seen Daddy's friend in the house that night.
Bro, think about what you just put your whole family through, man. Now your daughter's gonna fucking grow up traumatized watching her fucking mom get her dead body dragged, like her lifeless dead body dragged through her home, bro. And then for you to come home and then go to sleep right next to her. Bro, what young boys say? It's a cold, cold world outside.
The jury ultimately deliberated for less than a day.
That's
Clayton was
crazy.
found guilty of first-degree and second-degree murder and sentenced to life in prison without parole.
Why did he think that was a
Michael
good
Beard
idea?
was also convicted and sentenced to life behind bars. In the end, it wasn't a stranger who stole Kelly Clayton's life. It was the man who was supposed to love her, a husband who chose money over morality and who hired a killer, all while tucking his kids in the bed.
And that's just like another lesson. Like I always tell you guys, you have to be careful with who you settle down with, man. Bro, you gotta make sure, like, before you, like, tie the knot, that you know, like, everything that you need to know about the other person, man. It's too, like, it's way too crazy out here to not do your research, bro. It's crazy out here, man. Stay safe, y'all.
A monster beneath the floorboards. Some killers have a reason, a motive, some even have a type. But others are driven by something so depraved and so far outside human comprehension, it's hard to believe they actually exist in the same world as the rest of us. Now, this is one of the more disturbing murder cases in modern American history. And so if you're squeamish, we'll consider this your warning.
While they were still alive, the gang that was going to drape them over, baptize and cut off their heads.
Bro, what? Bro. What? How do you even, like, think about that? Like, how do you, like, even think about the fact that you want to do that to another human being, bro? Like, bro, people are sick in this world. Are you kidding me, bro?
In 2006, 26-year-old...
Bro, this kid doesn't look more than fucking, like, 18 years old, dude. Bro, nah. I'm so glad I'm out of school, bro. Niggas are weird,
Kevin Ray
man.
Underwood lived in an apartment complex in Purcell, Oklahoma. Surrounded by kids, families, he pretty much kept to himself. Played video games and worked at a local grocery store. He looked harmless enough. Was a little awkward, maybe a loner type. Lived in a small upstairs apartment, kept his blinds closed, spent most of his time online. He ran his blog as a means to connect with others, though that's not real human connection, as we all know.
Bro,
And
you know this
was
dude
what
just
you might
never
expect from a
touched
young
grass.
man who didn't socialize. Rants about depression, loneliness, and sexual frustration.
Bro, maybe go outside?
And he also wrote about fantasies of killing and
Oh my
about
gosh,
eating human
bro.
flesh.
About what?
Fantasies of killing and about eating human flesh.
Oh, hell no, bro. What's
Now,
good
at the
with this
moment,
dude?
Who cares, right? Who even knows if anyone read these? And if they did, it's just another weirdo behind a computer. No, in hindsight, these weren't just ramblings. They were warnings of events to come. One post read, "If I ever do tell someone the things I think about, they'll freak out and call the cops on me."
What?
And he was right.
Bro, these were in his blogs? Nah, man.
On April 12th,
Did he have, like, a
2006,
following?
10-year-old Jamie Boland vanished from the same apartment
Bruh.
complex where Underwood lived. Jamie had just been walking back from the library. Her father, a National Guardsman, reported her missing when she didn't come home. A frantic search unfolded. Neighbors, police, even strangers combed through the nearby alleys and empty lots. What nobody realized was that Jamie was already dead. And
Oh my gosh, bro. Oh my gosh, man. No, dude. Nah, this dude's a fucking scumbag, man. Bro, this dude's a fucking scumbag piece of shit, dude. Are you kidding me? Bruh.
And she was just mere feet away, inside Kevin Ray Underwood's apartment the whole time.
A volunteer recalls knocking on Underwood's door.
"Have you seen Jamie?" And he said, "Yes." I said, "Where did she go?" Because I just didn't assume it was him. And he said that she went down that breezeway headed towards the library.
Now, she had knocked on his door before. He'd even talked to her a few times. He didn't like to chat, and she was trusting.
No,
Underwood
bro.
planned to use
Why, bro? Why, man? The
that against
parents
her.
gotta step
He
up.
didn't think killing her was no spontaneous act. Underwood had planned it from the start.
Oh my
We know this
gosh.
because he kept a kill kit in his apartment.
Gosh, bro.
Inside it, a decorative meat tenderizer, a
No.
large serrated knife, a hacksaw, a roll of duct tape, and a wooden cutting board.
Bro.
He later told investigators he had been fantasizing about eating a child for years.
No. Stop.
When Jamie knocked on his door that day,
Bro. This is the worst shit I've ever heard, bro. He said he's been fantasizing about eating a child for years, bro. Like, these kinds of people need to be locked up and never see the daylight again, bro. This makes no sense how these people roam around. Excuse me, I'm so sorry. It makes no sense how these kinds of people get to roam around unchecked, bro. Like, how do people like this go unnoticed? Bro, and why are the parents letting her just, like, knock on his door, too? Like, bro. That's not cool, man. That's not cool. If I'm a parent, I'm not letting my kid just randomly go knock on people's doors. Even if I know them in the neighborhood, it's like, bro, what business do I have sending my kid over there for? Like, if they need something from me or from my house, like, I'll get it to them. People are too crazy out here nowadays, man.
invited her
Never
over to the
know.
car and lured her deeper inside. And then when her back was turned,
Oh my.
Underwood bludgeoned her with that meat tenderizer, suffocated her with the duct tape, and then assaulted her corpse.
Nah, bro.
After that was done, well, he began preparing for her consumption.
Nah, bro. No. Dude. Bro, wait. I just realized what he said, bro. He assaulted the corpse, bro. So before he started cooking and eating her, he literally assaulted the body, bro. That's fucking disgusting. Bro, this might be the worst one. I don't know how this is what, number 4 or 3? I don't know how, bro. I'm scared for the rest. Like,
Police
genuinely.
received several 911 calls from neighbors who hadn't seen anything directly happen, but noted that Kevin upstairs was a weird dude. Weird enough that they might want to talk to him. When police got to Kevin's door, he was calm, polite, and cooperative, but detectives sensed something was off. He was too calm and too curious. One officer even later said it felt like he had rehearsed a script. When they brought him in for questioning, eventually the pressure was too much and he just let it out. "I'm a monster," he told them. "Go ahead and arrest me. She's in my apartment." He went on to describe the murder in detail and told detectives how he stored her body in a plastic container and explained what he wanted to do to her but couldn't bring himself to finish.
I was going to keep the body around for a couple of days. I was going to set the head on my desk so it could, watch me. And then I was going to start butchering and cooking.
Bro,
Later,
I don't understand, like, how this dude, like, bro, dude, there has to be, like, people in prison who get justice for shit like this, dude. I don't understand how this guy just gets to, like, just walk around every day after doing some shit like this, bro. Like, nah, I don't get that.
admitted that this level of detail, his emotionless delivery, and the sheer depravity of his plans were among the most disturbing things they'd ever encountered. When police entered his home, they found that storage container in the bedroom closet. Inside was Jamie's body, and the kill kit was nearby, neatly laid out in perfect order. His computer, of course, showed a disturbing search history: how to kidnap, how to kill, how to cook human flesh.
Oh my gosh, bro.
One journal entry from
That doesn't, like, flag anything, bro? When was this? How does that not raise, like, certain flags or anything, man?
read, "The taste of death. I want it. I need it.
This is...
I dream of her screaming."
Nah, bro.
Underwood didn't deny anything. In fact, he openly admitted that if he hadn't been caught, he would have done it again. He had detailed fantasies and a full blueprint of his next move. Because his crimes were so brutal, the Oklahoma court sought the death penalty, and in December of 2024, at the age of 45, well, Kevin was executed via lethal injection. Number 3, the Cathy family massacre.
I have to ask this because just having spent some time with you, I can't picture you as somebody that would want her family annihilated.
Terry and Penny Cathy were a God-fearing couple, raising their 3 kids down in the rural Texas town of Alba. Their home was structured and faith-centered, and their daughter Erin was bright and polite, at least on the surface.
Oh
Well,
God,
that's when she
bro.
started sneaking out, skipping school, and most importantly, dating 19-year-old Charlie Wilkinson. Her parents didn't approve of Charlie. He wasn't raised like their daughter, plus the 3-year age gap was a bit too much.
There was just something about Charlie that just, it's like when you looked him in the eye, you could see right through his soul. It was like you could see right through him. I just think that something didn't seem right.
So Erin's parents told her to end it, but she just kept on seeing him in any way she could. They didn't understand what a true romance was, and the more Erin snuck out, the more she was punished and had her phone taken away. That's when she started telling Charlie things like, "I wish they were dead."
Oh my
"I want them
gosh,
gone."
man, bro. Bro. Choosing a scumbag over your own family, man. That's like insane to me, bro. Like, dude. Why are you hanging around 19-year-olds anyway, bro? You're in high school. Like, your parents are just looking out for you. They say they don't think the guy's a good guy. They probably have some good reason to say something like that, man. Like, bro, there's no way she wiped the family.
Well, Charlie, being obsessed, could only hear so much before he had to do something. He couldn't stand to see his lady in distress.
They both did,
So he looked for the
bro.
help of his best friend, Charles Wade, and Wade's girlfriend, Bobby
Bro.
Thompson.
Do these people have lives? Why are we getting involved in another couple's like issues like this, man?
And they gathered weapons,
Hell no,
picked
bro.
a date, and the plan was simple. Kill everyone in the house, torch it, and disappear with Erin. Erin also helped plan every detail, the layout of the home, and she helped write the script. On March 1st of 2008, in the middle of the night, the 3 accomplices pulled up to the Cathy home while Erin and Bobby waited in the car.
They said this was in Texas?
Charles then went inside. And Terry and Penny were asleep in bed when they woke up to the sound of their bedroom door opening. And in front of them, Charlie raised his gun and fired multiple rounds into the 2. And Terry was hit multiple times. They then stabbed and slashed Penny so viciously they nearly decapitated her.
Oh my gosh, bro. Nearly decapitated her, bro, they just said. Dude, some people seriously have some crazy issues,
The attackers moved upstairs next.
And then did the kids, bro.
Stabbed to death in his room.
Oh my gosh.
Tyler was found under his bed.
Dude, this video just keeps getting worse, man.
With the family eliminated, and then poured lighter fluid throughout the house and set it ablaze. But here's the crazy part. Despite being shot 11 times in total, Terry was still alive.
No way!
Bleeding profusely, he dragged himself 300 yards through the woods to a neighbor's home.
What? Dude, what a legend, bro!
Survival that took more than an hour. The neighbor found him at their doorstep and called 911 to report what happened.
This dude is a legend.
They knew exactly who had done the crime.
Holy Christ, he lived to tell the story. That's some, that's some 50 Cent shit right there, bro. This dude's gotta meet Fifth. That was crazy, bro. Oh.
Tommy Gaston, I've got a man that's been shot out here at my house.
Okay, so he's been shot?
Yes, and we've also got a house on fire out here.
Terry would wake up in the hospital to tell the police that the reason he had the strength to fight through and make it or so he could bring justice to his murdered wife and 2 sons.
What a legend, bro.
He just didn't know his own daughter was behind
I
it
was
all
gonna
along.
say, wait, did he know that his daughter did it? Bro, because he dragged himself out of there. He must have seen her like doing some shit though, to say like something like that.
Now, Erin had been left in the house, tied up, to make it look like she was all part of some brutal break-in, but it made no sense. I mean, why murder 3, try
And
to
then
kill
leave
a 4th,
one?
and leave 1 girl basically
Facts.
unharmed? Police quickly tracked down the other 3, where Charlie basically admitted to it all pretty quickly.
Wow, bro.
Ultimately tried to lay blame on his true love, Erin, saying that she was the one who made him do it. Funny how fast love can turn on a dime like that. And Charlie and Charles were sentenced to life in prison without parole, and Bobby Johnson received 25 years. And Erin, tried as an adult, was sentenced to 2 consecutive life sentences.
Oh my gosh, I thought he was gonna say 2 years, dude. I was like, nah, no way.
And she won't be eligible for parole until 2048, when she'll be 56 years old. And Terry Caffey somehow forgave her. He even visited.
Wow. Wow, 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 wow. Dude, I'm not gonna say anything crazy, man. That's a father who's been through hell and back, bro. And, I mean, that's his only piece of family left, even though she fucked up bad. Wow. This dude, man, he's got a lot of strength, man.
Her in prison, wrote a book, and built a new life. But no book or sermon can erase what happened in that house.
This dude, man,
And 3
strong
lives
dude.
ended, a home destroyed, and the mastermind behind it all was the one they loved and trusted most. Number 2, 2 bodies in the bedroom.
It's a story making national headlines. Mom was killed first, then dad. This picture of Tyler Hadley taken at a party hours after he allegedly beat his mom and dad to death with a
Wait, this is the dude that fucking... He killed his parents and threw the party, right? Like, he threw a big-ass party. I don't know if the X Project movie was based on this, or if it was, like, similar to this or something. I don't know if it's connected at all, actually. But I heard of this story before, bro. I've seen it in something else. I don't know where, but...
At 17 years old,
He killed him with a
Tyler Hadley had
shotgun?
been acting out of sorts for months, skipping school, using drugs, and getting into fights with his parents, Blake and Mary Jo.
I was gonna say, because the picture looked familiar in the news thing.
Stretch. They loved their son and tried to keep him on track. And Tyler, though, was spiraling, hooked on ecstasy, Xanax, and weed.
Bro, in high
Even
school...
though he'd been to counseling and on other prescription meds, nothing seemed to work. And his mind was far from thinking clearly. Which is why we're talking about him today, because what he did to his folks wasn't just pure evil. It's what he did after that makes his story all that more messed up.
He, like, killed them and left them upstairs while he
On
threw
July
a party.
16, 2011, Tyler waited until his parents were home from work and acted like everything was normal. He then hid their phones on them and popped a couple of ecstasy pills to get himself, quote-unquote, hyped up. And he stood behind his mother with a claw hammer, and he brought it down on her head. His father heard the screams and came running, but Tyler attacked him too. Weeks later determined, he struck each parent over 30 times. The hammer was later found between the bodies, crusted with blood, hair, and even bone fragments.
Oh my gosh, bro.
He could breathe a sigh of relief now, because Tyler was free to do whatever he wanted. At least, that's how he saw it. He dragged both bodies into the master bedroom and covered them with towels, books, and whatever else was around to help hide them. And then, as if nothing had happened, he
Called
cleaned
it.
up the
I knew
visible
it.
blood,
I've heard this
locked
story
that
before.
bedroom door and posted on Facebook.
Open party,
at
yeah.
night.
Like,
Hit me
open.
up.
Bro.
The music was bumping when over 60 teenagers showed up to the Hadley house that night. The drinks were flowing, people were laughing and dancing, taking pictures. Some noticed the smell. Others noticed the locked bedroom door and Tyler snapping when people tried to open it. But whatever, bro. It was a straight-up killer party in more ways than one.
Bro, this dude's
And
stupid,
Tyler
man.
kept smiling and laughing, but at one point, when he was feeling no pain, he pulled one of his friends aside and simply said, "I killed my parents."
Oh my gosh, man. Bro was loaded, dude, talking all that
His
shit,
friend
man.
thought he was joking. Tyler insisted he wasn't, and that's when he showed him the blood-stained bedroom to prove it. He pointed to the bloody hammer and said, "I couldn't throw a party if they were still alive."
What was this dude
The party
genuinely
ended,
thinking?
but his friend couldn't shake what he had been told. He waited until he left, and that 911 call still echoes with disbelief. "I think my friend just killed his parents."
I don't know
He
if
said the bodies are in the bedroom.
I've heard the
After
actual
he told me,
audio.
I didn't believe him because he's been my best friend forever. I would never suspect anything like this. And I was looking around. He told me if I looked enough, I could see signs. I looked on the floor, I could see signs of blood. And that's when I went around back and looked in his parents' bedroom.
Police responded immediately. When Tyler opened the door, still under the influence, he tried to play it cool. But the house had blood stains in the hallway. The furniture was out of place, so someone was definitely up. And when they opened that bedroom door, they found the two bodies stacked and partially buried under towels and debris. And Tyler said he'd been planning the whole thing for weeks, that he wanted to throw a party like the ones he saw in the movies. But his parents wouldn't let him.
Oh no, I think Project X like inspired him to do this, is what I meant to say.
He got rid of them, and that was his reasoning. In 2014, he was sentenced to life in prison without the possibility of parole. And that's at least what he deserves for planning, bragging about, and partying.
I don't know how he doesn't get fucking the chair or anything like that, bro. That's just me.
The killer Uber driver.
This is the last one, bro. Let's see. Let's see what tops it off, man. I don't know. Bro, I still think the Caffey family, not Caffey family. Or was it the Caffey family? Oh. No, the 10-year-old girl. I forget her name. I forget what the name of that one was. Number 4 it was. I still think that one was the worst one. Where he said he was gonna like cut the head off and like let the blood come out of the little girl's neck. I still think that one was the worst one. What do you guys think is the worst one so far? Let me know in the comments, man.
You're headed to dinner at the airport, maybe just going home. And somebody shows up, you get in, and you trust them to get you to where you're going. But should you? Because on the night of February 20th, 2016, passengers in Kalamazoo, Michigan, unknowingly stepped into a vehicle driven by a man on a killing spree. In the end, multiple people were dead, and it all started with a 911 call that sounded like something from a nightmare. Around 5:42 p.m., a man called in saying, "Someone just shot at me from a black Chevy Equinox. He tried to kill me." The caller had been with his
Bro, people are crazy, man. Like, imagine you're just driving, trying to get to work. Someone randomly just starts shooting at you on the
an
highway.
apartment complex when a man in an Uber vehicle pulled up next to them and just opened fire without warning. Miraculously, no one was hit, but the shooter sped off, disappearing into the snowy Michigan streets. And that would have been enough for one night, but the shooter, 45-year-old Jason Dalton, was just getting started. The father of 2 had no criminal record and no history of violence. He was just an Uber driver, except the app on his phone turned demonic, and instead of just telling him where to pick people up and drop them off, according to him, it was telling him who to kill.
Nah, bro.
An Uber driver
What?
now charged with multiple counts of murder, 6 people dead, apparently killed at random.
After firing those first shots, Dalton picked up passengers, joked with them, and dropped them off like nothing was wrong. One couple later said their driver had acted strange, blowing through stop signs and driving erratically. More 911 calls came in. One woman reported a suspicious driver. Another described a black Equinox swerving through traffic. But there was no full picture yet. The police didn't know he was an Uber and picking up people. Then at 10:08 p.m. it all exploded. Another 911 call came in from Sealy Ford car dealership. There's been a shooting, and 2 people are down. I think they're dead.
Hi,
Hi, we just drove by the Kia. What road are we on? A 94 Business. And a guy just shot some people in the parking lot.
Okay. All right. Did you hear shots fired?
Yeah, that's what made us look. And there were two guys laying on the ground and one guy pointing the gun at them.
Holy
Outside the
Christ.
dealership, Dalton pulled up and gunned down a father and son.
Bro!
And Tyler Smith as they looked at cars. Within 15 minutes, another call came in from the parking lot of a Cracker Barrel.
That's late, though. Why were they looking at cars that late? Like, I'm not, like, obviously trying to say anything bad. Like, dude, they were just looking at cars going about their day, but, like, dude, imagine, dude, like, bro, America is so crazy, man. Like, you can't even just go out and think that, like, everything's gonna be normal. Like, you have to be on your toes you have to be, yeah, on your toes 24/7. I don't know why I was tripping there for a
We
second.
heard gunshots, 4, maybe 5. People are screaming. Dalton had just fired into a car full of people, and 4 women were killed. Mary Jo Nye, Barbara Hawthorne,
Oh my
Dorothy
gosh,
Brown, and Mary Lou
man.
Nye. A teenage girl named Abigail Kopp was shot in the head and left for dead while helping her
Jesus
wounded friend
Christ.
who luckily survived. And by this point, the city was in chaos. Dispatch lines were flooded. Police were using eyewitness 911 reports to slowly piece together the pattern. The driver was a heavy-set white male, glasses with short-cropped hair. Officers from multiple agencies swarmed the area. License plate readers were activated. 911 dispatchers coordinated sightings in real time. Then at 12:40 a.m., another 911 call. We think we've got him. The suspect's vehicle is stopped. Officers approaching. Jason Dalton was pulled from his vehicle without incident. He was wearing a bulletproof vest.
Bro,
and a
wow.
semi-automatic handgun in his waistband.
Wow.
He showed no emotion because in his eyes it wasn't his fault. As I mentioned, he claimed that when he opened that Uber app, it changed. The symbol turned demonic. He said
There's no way he really tried to use that as an excuse, bro.
He referred to it as the devil's head.
What?
He said he'd become a puppet. Psych evaluations later found Dalton competent to stand trial. There were no clear signs of psychosis. Just a man who claimed he lost control and committed one of the most senseless mass killings in Michigan history. In court, having originally pleaded not guilty, he changed his plea at the start of jury selection, saying, "I wanted this for quite a while. I wanted to plead guilty and let it be done." After that, he was sentenced to life in prison without the possibility of parole. Uber changed some of their background protocols after this. But the Jason Dalton case really is almost unstoppable no matter what you do. A perfect storm of the ordinary becoming unthinkable. And he wasn't on a watch list. He wasn't radicalized. He wasn't even suspected of anything. He was your Uber driver, pulling up on time, phone mounted, 5-star rating. Only in between rides, he was murdering strangers at random without mercy.
That's weird, man. That's gonna do it for this video, bro. What did you guys think was the worst 911 call out of all of those, bro? I personally think it was number 4, the little girl. I still think that one was the craziest one. But, dude, like, that last one just makes me, like, even more, like, paranoid to go out in public and shit, bro. I can see why, like, you know, like, my parents have always been, like, people that like to stay home and shit. Like, I want to travel and shit, obviously. Like, I don't plan on staying, like, in one spot forever at all. But, like, when you hear stories like that Uber driver, bro, it just makes you, like, second guess going it out because you never know other people's intentions, bro. But that's going to do it for this video. I really want to hear what you guys think in the comments. Let me know what you think was the craziest 911 call out of all of those. And yeah, man, you know what I'm going to tell you, bro. If you like videos like these, make sure you comment down more videos so I can bring you guys more reactions. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, turn on post notifications because you know we're posting every single day, man. And I'll see y'all in the next video, bro. Appreciate y'all tuning in.